Hello and welcome to my stream. My name is Little and today I'm going to continue to read the webcomic of Homestuck as always in the unofficial Homestuck collection. We are already on page 7390. I'm pretty sure there are around 8,000 pages, so we're actually almost done with it. So the last time we were at a part which is my favorite part of Act 6 and at the same time my least favorite part of Act 6. The favorite part of Act 6 is the one where Calliope talks with Jade and Jane. And the least favorite part is the Vriska redemption retcon. It isn't a redemption at all, really not, but we have to live with this writing decision now. But yeah, it will be a little hard for me to read the Vriska dialogue for now. But we are back at Roxy and she's not really happy. Hello, John. Oh, she's really happy to see him. John, you and your goofy smile. The ring! Oh, it's the ring. Yeah, this is one of the good parts. Like, he just gives it to her without question. Roxy is such a good character, really. Not bad. She started Act 6 being completely drunk and she turned into this. I love the character development so much. Yes, you see, there's a lot of images to click through, so we could get to the rest of the comic much faster than you think. But there are still some dialogue heavy pages. John is glitching them out. Hello, Panda! Why is the whole page so... getting so big? I remember now. Oh, I just started. I have to click this. Remember what? I remember what happened to us. Jane's story helped jog my memory of the final moments. She's right. When I went to hijack the meteor, there was someone there I didn't expect to see. Who was it? I think Jane covered the who pretty well with a colorful description already. What's more interesting is it made me realize I've been wrong all along. Wrong about what, Jade? We were never dead at all. We've been asleep. Yeah, that's it. I just don't get why Vriska suddenly is fixing everything. Like, John didn't even stay around to tell her what she has to do. Oh, are we at the next Caliborn time? Caliborn time, yes. Vriska fixed it all because she's Huss's favorite, of course. Yeah, this is pretty much the sad truth. He kind of shoehorned his favorite character back in. Oh, come on, Caliborn, I want to... don't want it too loud. Toby Fox, I compliment you of composing a terrible song. Oh my god, this is awful. Yeah, plot consistency is important, and sadly Act 6 is not having plot consistency with bringing Vriska back. I can probably show you a few videos after the comic is over from someone who is feeling the same as me about it. Ah, so nice of you to join me. To join me for my masterpiece. So you won't, if you believe it or not, but this part is actually really important, so pay attention. The fruits of my artistic toils are finally at hand. You are welcome in advance for the narrative majesty you are about to witness. It costs literally millions of calcoins to produce, as well as most of my attention spent for any further creative endeavors. But you will probably agree tearfully that it is worth all of this expense and more. To see my tiny eclipse of living putty dance. Get ready to get dazzled as I fucking destroy the transcendental boundaries of unconventional media. The juju chest shouldn't be moving. Sorry, I bumped it. Let us begin. The tale my masterpiece describes is basically a spoiler to the ending of things that takes place in a future moment, long beyond when we, you, or I have any business seeing what happens. But I found out and learned of the spoiler I saw at once on one of my planet's many screens. The land of colors and the land of mayhem. It knows all and it will show anything to any man who is willing to find the right key, and it turns out that just such a man is a man that is me. So I will show you what I saw. Not with the crude two-dimensional shapes from my computer pencil, but with the lavish two-plus-dimensional forms of my groundbreaking clay puppets. Behold, as I innovate objects of artistic expression, which you trashy fuckmunchers never thought to pioneer before in a million years. Here's a shot of me, bowing and at once for being great. Ah yes, movie magic at its best. Caliban learning stop motion, alright, fine, slight begrudging respect. Yeah, actually, I really love this part because he's completely doing this in stop motion. It's great. I will tell you what I saw on the screen. Believe me when I say that it happened precisely as I show you here, shot for shot. This takes place after I get the magic rainbow eyes, and yet still before I huge and wear dapper trench coat for winners. But as you can see, at this point in my rise to dominate invincibility, I'm feeling pretty chuffed about myself. My power is sick and my special eyeballs are gnarly as can be. I would tell you I can hardly wait to be this cool, but as you know, I'm a man of patience and a plump. Plump? Okay, I need to look this up. Okay, I don't even know how I can say this in sedateness, serenity. Okay, let's use serenity. Also, look closely. I've got my tutor chest there, which I will win some choice booty from victoriously slaughtering my denizen, King Yelderbob. Inside is a mighty weapon, which will come into play a little later, in my theater of wobbling puppet drama. It's like they say about the theater. If you see a tutu in Act 1, then the tutu will probably be used right away in Act 1, to make everything more exciting as soon as possible, although, which I should mention, one more banner piece of swag in my possession. Oh, you know the word? Wow. I never heard that before, this is why I had to look it up. I'm not sure how I come about this later, much like the clockwork lasers and primo fashion jacket. It's a wing that found its way to me somehow, a golden ring of void that becomes mine one day. The most beautiful thing I never knew I always wanted, yet somehow preemptively coveted. And let me stay close to the darkness, to vanish and appear again in places I have no business fucking with. Full of plump and meaty people, alive and living, who one day will plead with the gods, begging them to curse my name. Here I am lording it over my minions. The classic honk friend, my rabbit pal for life, and my floppy puppet buddy. I'm bossing them around, being the shit as always, whatever. So I guess this is Gamzee, this is one of the bunnies, and this then is Kel, little Kel. Then suddenly, 8 assholes snugged up in their goofy pajamas appear out of nowhere. For some wrestling royale with yours truly. They all steal a white with a wind trick snappy ghost magic to catch me unawares. It worked. Judging from my skull expression, I was really, really surprised. My skull turns giddy and sinister because I know in my heart that truly they are about to get owned. Okay, these teeth are sick. They are all frisky and ready to fight. I can tell they are spiked about this, like they have been planning it and biding their time. And now they think they are strong enough to overtake me, if only because of the surprisingness of their ambush. And maybe they are even right. Maybe they could beat me. They have a lot of fighting levels and magic boons now, just like me. But see, I don't even give them the chance. Like I said, I have a superior weapon. And I see no reason not to use it right away. What would be a fucking point in holding out? Suspense? Bullshit. I pulled out the big guns now instantaneously, because I think like a great winner. But like most things that are good, the thing has limitations and rules and stuff. I guess it's a fourth wall. I really like how it's just coming out at the wire. All choo-choos have rules. The cooler the choo-choo, the trickier the rules. For one thing, this weapon could only be used against 4 guys at a time, because its shape has like 4 slots or something, so I choose my targets carefully. I select the 4 of these jokers who I deem the greatest threat to me. The blue Philistine with the belligerent fists, of course, so he can't own me again with hurtful insults to my art. And also the alpha male and his smooth way, say goodbye to him too. I couldn't risk messing with a sword, which I understand to be the only thing in reality that is poison to my invisibility. Because of an illegal ingredient, a white round circle of total knowledge. Oh, I targeted the 2 corresponding females as well, because why not? The dog one is a nightmare of powers, and the orange one perturbs me with that dictionary blizzard. Good riddance to bad teams. And just like that, they have a gun. That is a sense boss fight energy of I've never understood why people save their strongest attack for last. Unfortunately, he's kinda right. Yup. Only you want to pull out the big guns. And actually, in MMOs, you are actually encouraged to go all out at first. You want to do as much damage as possible, as fast as possible. But the combat there is also cooldown based, so. Their souls were trapped in my choo-choo forever. This solves one problem for me, but starts another. The choo-choo, when its shapes are filled, changes in nature. It stops being a weapon I can use ever again. It's weird and a bit lame, but you can't be too picky about awesome choo-choos. You have to take the good with the bad. Once I used it, it became mysteriously intangible. Like a hole, a gap in the teeth of my story that now exists as a dangerous liability to me personally. Could only ever be used as a weapon against me from now on. Such as what Yolo Boss, the great blue snake, will tell me about the choo-choo when we meet. So after using it, it made me nervous. So in the blink of an eye, I trapped it back in the chest and banished it away where no one would ever find it. Deep in the bowels of the furthest wing, using my wing-based communion with the void. Poof! Good luck digging that one up, haters. It is never going to happen. With the first 4 banished, the team of heroes was cut in half. To be much easier for me to devastate. A 30 swordsman, an underpants wimp, and 2 flippant bimbos, I would call it a cakewalk. But when you are this cocky and brash, you don't walk, you strut. No matter what kind of dessert you find under your feet. I should also relevantly mention, I'm still in possession of the swordman's choo-choo, his floppy friend of childhood, the one which I recognize to be an empty husk. He demands from me that he wants it back, presumably for emotional support. I can in no way blame him. Keep an eye on this one, the foreshadowing of him is pre-important for later. Now is when the pummeling begins. The fracas is loud and large, power levels are off the charts. You can't even follow what's happening with your eyes. I mean, I can see. Seems like Caliborn wasn't here. I'm mostly toying with them, so it's all too easy for an ascended lord boy like me. I have a platter full of knuckle sandwiches to go around, plus other human food products you're familiar with. But also involving knuckles to make the punching metaphor work. There's more than enough to satisfy every hungry fisted server. And I know what you're thinking, that I have a reputation for having a problem of unfair cruelty that goes at silly ladies more than great gentlemen. To which I take great offense. But still, let it be unconditionally accepted that I am a fair man who listens to criticism and works ever and always to improve my masterful craft and my tremendous decency. So, I have committed to a pledge of personal beautification to try doing less misogyny and start doing more prosopny, in fact. I fucking love sodomy, and I will fight anyone who disagrees from that. Henceforth, look, all bodily terrorism as being dealt in a precisely equal and respectful way, boss to feeble hoe and tiptoe gent alike. I'm ruining them, really. It's not a contest. They are a bunch of pitiful emotion children, and I am a premier, invisible titan of house brutality. It's too easy. Speedy Boy is down for the count because I've left him gingerly. The masked floozy is looking a bit woozy, haha. The cake mate took one drop too many and has to lie down for an overweight nap. This leaves me, Menno and Menno, against the enemy prince and his nonsense trousers. It was a pretty good fight between us. Because he's strong and I admire that, why shouldn't I let the battle happen for longer when two tough dudes are involved, strutting their stuff? But in the end, the sharp glasses and sword Makiso weren't enough. I got the supreme drop on his powerful body with my wrestling moves. My overconfidence was my Achilles' downfall, so I made admittedly the amateur's boner. I turned my back on the body. The crybaby in the yellow panties got upset with me that I was wailing so excellently on his increasingly battered pretty boy ninja stud. And by upset, I mean he threw a fully fledged tantrum of pure hope. The hope, my god. It was blinding, beautiful even. Okay, maybe the coffee isn't doing it justice. Okay, yeah, maybe that just looks stupid. You know, you try things and sometimes it just looks like shit. Let's call this my one and only fuck up in history. Well, my second maybe. Second only to underestimating the sad sagwas of hope. The news that such a simple-winged charlatan had such an outburst stowed in his girly bosom. Clearly not I, even though I had the information well in advance. It was just sad surprising. It seems that hope power is overwhelming. Even to the clockwork man chunk, it looked like I thought I could use my Rainbow Caesar field to overpower his massive gay hope bubble. Alas, it was my perfectly justified hubris which bit me in the ass in the end, even though I'm sure I must have known this outcome was going to happen. It can still be worth it to get owned if it means having a lot of self-esteemed hubris about yourself. And so, the English boy deals me my first defeat ever, since ascending as an invisible technicolored time kit. I get dunked as fuck. And then square on my bottom. I remained prone for several minutes staring at the ceiling, blinking a bit, pondering where things went wrong in life, how I, the Lord of Time, could experience such woeful ownage. There's no bodily harm, of course, except to my incredible ego, which is a fate worse than getting broken bones, so I just lie there, thinking sadly, achieving some depression. I'm sure at this point I turn to thoughts of respect for the pansy as pretty like kid Page, and his maybe accidental prowess. I underestimated him, and admiration happens in my breast. Maybe I'll check his swagger too, as he once did mine. Maybe after a lifetime of utterly deserved humiliation, sobbing, and spontaneous urination, he's earned that much. The clue here is that I steal his name. God, you sick stupid fucks. Why do I bother with subtext? Or find literature nuance? God, fuck, God, I take his name later. English, that's me later, that's my name. You stupid brain as fucks, holy shit, you are dumb as bozos calm. God. Meanwhile, Strider regroups from his trouncing. And sees his chance to do away with me for good. He knows by now that he can't kill me, but he can do his next best thing, which is to banish my soul. He's hurt bad and is slow to use his pink soul-killing spell. This gives me time to rebound from my shameful ass-whooping too, and pull my sorry butt out of their own zone. So I get up and... Oh, that's where it came from. I was wondering. Are you talking about one of the Homestuck memes? So I get up and I nearly get the drop on him before he releases a spell, but then what's this? There's a commotion, the haunting sound of knees. Or neighs. Except they are robot neighs. That is when the horses come into play. The goddamn horses. How truly and utterly ironic that my very demise could be in the proximity of some horses. What? No, really, what? I didn't follow that. I'm still not following it, to be honest. I have to think it over. I'm thinking it over right now, and I have a feeling I'll be thinking it over for the rest of my life. Perhaps you all will. Wait, they should be robots. Hold on while I paint the horses to look like metal horses. Damn, the work of a crafty man is never done. So basically, oh yeah, this is why he's called English. Yep. He has stolen the name. But I'm pretty sure this was actually said very early in Act 6 already. Hello, Lux. Nice for you to come. I don't know what the fuck is going on, so I'm really distracted. I'm saying to myself, this is ominous as shit. Nothing good can either follow or precede an event such as this. And then, that's when it happens. The sweaty muscular ghost appears out of nowhere. I have no idea who he is or where he came from. Judging from the face of the guys, they don't either. Nobody sees this coming. It is a total ambuscade, and my skeleton jaws drop this shit. He pins me in place with his ripped muscles, and I'm completely immobilized. Partly because of the strength, but also due to my awed admiration. I just can't move. This gives Dirk just the time he needs to do his flamboyant pink spell. It owns me completely, but sadly to Dirk maybe, it also owns the muscle hero. Both of our souls are consumed by the enchantment. I think he thought he could destroy my soul. But he bit off more than his fleshy skull could chew, so he used his irony again, and stuck my soul in his juju exactly the way. I stuck his bodies in my juju, the one I got from Yoduduga. It's like poetic justice, I guess. Expect puppetry instead of poetry, so puppetic justice. Oh yes, I like that. The muzzled ghost came along for the ride, and I guess his soul got trapped in there too. I have no idea what that means. Honestly, it is disturbing as hell, and I prefer not to dwell on its greater ramifications to my long-term existence. Maybe it's good, or maybe it's dumb. Maybe it's good and dumb, or smart and bad. There are so many worse things can be when you are confused. At this point, his beloved Juju is no longer a hollow vessel. It is very much crowded in there, chock full of souls belonging to hardcore boarding roots. And he knows it. His puppet is now a problem to do away with, just like my Juju was. So they do the same basic thing. They get their drunkard sorcerers of void to banish the puppet once and for all into the darkness. Never to be found again by probing hands of meat. Yes, never to be found. But not never to resurface, oh no. You see, my soul is a tenacious one. I know this fact firsthand because it has been inside my brain all my life. It's a real motherfucker, I tell you that much. The puppet's essence will flop and flutter through the shadows for eternity, surfacing in the nightmares of the unsuspecting, weaseling its way into the hearts of yucky shitty children. And when its infiltration in that universe has taken hold, the seed will have been planted. And it will pave the way for my emergence to wreak my badness, from universe to universe to universe. Each one will fall, and each time I will get stronger, and older, and bigger, and buffer. Oh, yes, it will be time. It will be time, indeed, for me to get ripped. And now, if you will excuse me, I must put down the toys and ways of a child, and confront the big things of becoming a huge man, by dueling the supreme beast of my legend land, the serpentine eminence, the good Boner himself. I'm about to go fight him now, so this is the last time you will ever hear my excellent voice. I will duel and crush my slithering sexual snake boss to finish what I started when I stepped my metal foot into the children's farce. I will do that because I want to, and when that is said and done, and you see me at the peak of a mountain of trophies, resting on my stone of prizes, I want to get to tell you that I did what I wanted to do. So if you remember just one thing I say of so many great things said by me, then please remember this. I wanted to play a game. MSPA Reader Mental Breakdown. Did you already understand it? I hope that Twitch isn't muting the music because it is with the source soundtrack. Probably the most accurate depiction of Homestuck crap so far. So yeah, after this animation, I was like, oh, that's why he's called Little Cal. It's because he's Caliborn. It was so obvious all the time. I think this is a date cut animation. So yeah, this is an animation that kinda lets Vriska solve everything for no reason. Dave, please. Yeah, what did I tell you? It's Whisker solving everything for no reason at all, but at least the Dave Cat parts were cute. It's not meant to be cute. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this animation is a reason why Dave Cat popped off as a ship so much. Hello, Skaya. Is it time yet? No. Oh, how about now? No, Dave, we've been waiting for 3 years. 3 years is a pretty long time, long enough for me to have picked up the habit of calling them years instead of the farmer and the unit for measurement sweeps. I think you should be able to survive just a little longer. I still don't understand what's supposed to happen. He's just supposed to, like, appear? That's my understanding, yes. That animation was just a Homestuck fine artist that controls the story pretty much, yes. Which apparently also happened in the epilogues. You mean here on the fog circle thing? I don't know. Somewhere in the session, at which point if he has any brain at all, he'll seek us out. So Jane came on a gold ship through a tiny window apparently, but John wasn't on it. Well, his corpse was somewhere, but that John doesn't matter anymore. Kind of like how there was a burnt version of you out there, and I presume that also didn't matter. The real John and the other little blonde girl would spontaneously appear from a different reality. I determined a lot of this through my time travel reconnaissance work upon arriving in the session. Sorry to steal all the tiny thunder from the great night of time, and quote, but someone had to take the initiative and go on a fact-finding mission. No, it's cool. You can have the thunder if you want it. When exactly is this supposed to happen? Soon! And she's unheard? Will she remember what we've encountered? This is a totally different Lalonde girl. Things were differently for her, so she'll have different memories. I have no idea if you and she interacted at all in her timeline. I don't know the full extent of John's old reality experience either, but apparently things went wrong for them in about as many ways as you can imagine. Presumably because I wasn't around to keep everyone's shit in order. Yes, Vriska, yes. It's because you had to keep everyone's shit in order. You were the reason for all the shit in the first place. Oh, snap. But yeah, I agree with the sentiment largely of you being more competent than most people in general, Vriska. Tevros, you don't mean this. Thanks, Tevros. Hey, look, I know I'm not considered important enough to be in the loop on certain key tactical decisions anymore. Yes, she will get really tiring in this act. That I don't really know what's going on most of the time, therefore I'm forced to take any bullshit that happens with a grain of snack mineral big enough to bludgeon a man to death. But if it's not too much trouble, Vriska, maybe you could take a moment to explain what Tevros is now was right, and Aquarius too, and also why Aquarius is wearing a new pair of moronic-looking sunglasses thanks in advance. Sorry if you are having trouble keeping up with the time Scarget. I didn't explain it because I thought the nature of the development was fairly self-evident. I mean, no offense, but I didn't hear anyone else voicing any confusion. What about you, Kanaya? Did you think it was fairly self-evident? I thought it was fairly self-evident. Yeah? See? You apparently took it upon yourself to prototype the 3-year-old cadavers of 2 of our deceased twins. No, I got that. I'm not a fucking idiot. I mean, where did you find these unprototyped kernels? Didn't these people already enter the session? Yes, they did months ago from the current frame of reference, but this is a void session, Karket. I thought we talked about this. Huh? A void session, by definition, is one where the players enter the game with the kernels unprototyped. The subject becomes totally dysfunctional and can't bear food because there's no battlefield in Skya, unless you go to the trouble of putting one there, of course. Which is Contest has already done for us. We had Wimbark Jade prior to our arrival, quite considerate of her, really. This is aside from the point, though, the bottom line is, this session comes courtesy with 4 unprototyped kernels waiting to be put to use. So not being one to let a sweet perk go to waste, I took initiative and put 2 of them to use myself. Really, this is some basic stuff and I'm sure we went over it all at one point during our trip. We did. Karket, don't you remember when I walked everyone through this? I was making extensive notes in my journal. When I looked away for a moment, you and Dave wrested the tome away and began scribbling fallacies in it while giggling like children. Maybe? I guess it rings a dong shouter. I want dude, LMAO. What? Shut up. Look, a lot has happened in 3 years. We've all been through stuff. Am I really expected to remember every 7 years morsel of exposition from our resident light boss? I was getting a load of the Sunbright for Fulleston. He doesn't deserve for a fucking human. Between your nerdish obsession over the knowledge granted by your aspect, my unprecedented ability to weaponize that knowledge with ruthless gamesmanship, we are double-handedly saving the asses of everyone on this team. I'm glad at least one person here appreciates this categorical certainty. Hey, I appreciate the categorical certainty. Whom do you think I was referring to? Thank you, Rose. Thank you for not leaking with gutters. Wow, okay, what the fuck ever? To the rain glorious load of crap. I'm still spouting off here, I think. That's fine, Carcat. Take all the time you need to collect yourself and continue frothing at the mouth whenever you are ready. Okay, I figured out some stuff I'm still either pissed off and or confused about. You say there are 4 colonels here, you know we did lose more than 2 friends on the meteor. Which reminds me, I guess I should say hi Tefros and Aquarius again. Nice to see you guys back with us, sort of. Pardon me if I can't get too sentimental about the reunion, since along the way here we ran into about 10 different versions of your stupid ghosts. That kind of lets a little ear out of the pregnancy balloon story. Hey buddy, don't wink at me. Greetings old friend, not to worry, I have stored enough pregnancy in my hidden balloon-like pectorals for the both of us. So I should clarify that approximately half of my personally couldn't give the faintest fidgeting horse dump about you and your sentimental notions. Although I'm very busy here, so stop talking to me completely. Ha 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 ha. Oh man, classic. Ha 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 ha. Okay, that was weird. Yeah. And speaking of weird, one thing that bugs me about this is, I guess it implies you've been hoarding the bodies of our dead friends for the past 3 years. That's a bit fucked up, even for you. And not to get too macabre, but I would have thought they would have like rotted by now or something. Yes, there was some moderate decomposition. I did my test to preserve them for the journey after quickly rounding up the bodies while people had their backs turned. Well, shit, that's a hell of a mystery that I always thought was a mystery, but found it too disturbing to contemplate solving. But damn if it didn't just get solved. So that's fucked up. If you would stop being a wuss for half a second about a bunch of corpses, I'll explain my reasoning. These are the only 2 sprites I had any intention of using for resurrection purposes. I brought Tefros back because, let's face it, that was kind of my fault for unnecessarily impaling him with his own lance and all. It was my responsibility to make amends for that, so I did. Oh yeah, Tefros, don't interrupt. Oops. Then I made Arceus Sprite happen because first of all, he's a national fucking treasure. Literally everything he says is perfect and hilarious, and if I hear a single word to the contrary from the peanut gallery, the motherfucker with the beef rockets to the top of my shit list. So please, I enthusiastically invite one of you no-taste mouse breathers to talk smack about the A-man. Make my day. With you nobody arguing with you and that everybody here think he's pretty cool. I like just enough freak show steps removed from being my bro, I guess enough to make me not feel like, Dave, don't interrupt either. Nobody's allowed to interrupt me when I'm talking up Arceus, right? That's the rule. Owned. Wow. Owned. Oh, shut the fuck up. Second, the guy is a fucking tactical genius. Totally convincing and calculating, and unafraid to use methods that are just a bad marine dubious to achieve his objectives. And since I can't stick around for too long, your party is going to need someone like that. Besides, it seems like a really fitting fate for Eteus. He clearly seems to be more comfortable with his state of existence and seems a lot happier than I ever remember him being when he was alive. I'm perfectly willing to do him the solid. After all, he did help me out when I blew my arm off, so now we are square. You mean triangular? What triangular? I don't. It's the shape of my clock bead glasses. Oh, see what I mean, guys? He's a fucking riot. Agreed. Thank you for the strong endorsement. No blood/person I've ever heard of and don't care about. I'll be finished my work here momentarily. Excuse me, Mr. Arceus, what exactly are you doing to her? I'm disabling her tiara top. It is extremely delicate work not to be trusted to human hooves. Yes, I've also decided it's imperative to reclaim Crocker from the contents before she can wake up and cause more trouble. Her powers will be incredibly advantageous to winning the battle ahead. She can keep her out of harm's way, in addition to providing her general purpose with restorative capabilities. She also represents 1 extra life for everybody. And since heroic deaths could be getting handed out like inexpensive tobacco fruits pretty soon, I'm guessing this boon is gonna come in handy. I hate retcon Vriska so much. So, what about our other dead friends? Huh? You know, Nepeta, Evident. Oh, right, I was getting to that. Oh, okay, I know we talked a lot of strategy in advance, Vriska, but I really don't remember you mentioning a plan to prototype our friends' corpses. That would be nice to get a heads up, not to make a bad pun on account of the fact that most of their heads wouldn't believe the word. Yeah, sorry, I had a lot of logistic buzzing around in my brain. It's hard to keep you apprised of everything that crosses my mind. I promise I'll be as thorough and transparent about my motives as I can from now on, okay, Pyrope? Okay, so after prototyping Tefros and Aquarius, that leaves 4 remaining dead friends but only 2 empty kernels. Obviously, this prevents quite a dilemma. Well, okay, technically 3.5 friends, whatever the fuck that means. Nepeta, February, Eridan, and Solox's dead body with his hoof goes floating out there with a reindeer. I know that Kevin sounds stupid as hell, but let's not get hung up on it. The fact is, we've got 4 corpses, but only 2 slots remaining. And there's no way I'm going to lump their bodies into the same stride to make a pair of freaks resigned to existing in hell worse than death. Spectre acts with Sprite's case, and those two nutjobs mesh with each other's personalities so phenomenally. I must compliment the exquisite judgment you've shown in this matter, but if I must suggest naive, perhaps command, you should prototype the two royal plots and be done with it. They deserve it. No, Aqueous, your reservation is noted, but the hemospecting is bullshit. It's not going to factor into this decision. I strongly disagree, but also sort of don't care, as you were. So considering there are 4 left, and I can't personally say that any is more deserving of life than the other, I intend to let them all rest in peace. That is my ruling, and I'm inclined to call it final. They can live out the rest of their afterlives in the dream bubbles, which still need to be saved from Lord English lest we forget. But of greater importance here is the fact that it leaves 2 empty kernels as a resurrection backup, in case 1 or 2 of you jokers dies in the line of duty once too often. Believe me, just thank me later for thinking this all through so well in advance. Okay, that's a good reason to have spare kernels, but maybe we should back up a bit. I'm not sure your verdict on our dead friend is totally airtight, or that you have the authority to make a final ruling. Come on, Teresi. I'm not saying I'm an authority on mortality here, I only said my ruling was final because my logic was so impeccable. It was kind of like a figure of speech. Yeah, right. I think it's due a little more. Solok's Hofgos is perfectly happy out there with Aurelia. We've seen him and confirmed it ourselves, so there's no reason to consider him. And Eridan? He murdered Ferry and tried to kill Kanaya and Solok's. He doesn't even deserve to be in the running. But Nepeta and Ferry, what did they ever do to anybody? Yes, this is my point exactly. I don't want to be the arbiter of evidence value as a person because of the mistake he's made. Or for Ferris or Nepetas or Solok's or anybody. The only reason I chose these 2 over others is on account of taking responsibility for some nasty shit I personally did, plus also some tactical considerations for the greater good, but that's different. I would think you of all people would be on the same page as me when it comes to taking responsibility for your own actions, while at the same stride not judging other people for their misdeeds too harshly. But if you feel comfortable continuing to crown yourself as the Queen of Justice, then be my guest. Oh, give me a break. I think we both know that justice issues here are pretty cut and dried. Solux wants to be where he is. Eridan is a murderous douche. The girls are innocent. I say we bring them back. Teresi, please, let's not bicker in front of the party. We need to be showing solidarity here. We do? Yes, we are equally important to the party as its overarching executive, the ones with the most experience of the Department of Guile and Ruthlessness. I may project my voice louder than you and borrow the spotlight for a little longer, but you were always the soul of Team Squatch. I couldn't be doing this without you. I wouldn't even want to. Oh, yeah, okay, you're right. I'm behind you all the way. I stated my case, but if you really want to revive them, that's fine with me. I've got the torso parts with me right here, so feel free to round them up and prototype them anytime. You do? Where? In the hangar trunk. I've stashed all the spare remains there to keep them fresh along with our final living party member. Well, yeah, I think I'll revive them a little later. Yeah, later. Suit yourselves. So, am I inferring correctly from some shit I just heard that, inferring what? That Vriska is like the de facto team leader now? Or Vriska and Teresi, I don't know, I never understood the squad shit. The 2 have always been like the scheming, giggling Enigma huddled together and Peapod for hella self-ticked murder dogs. Couldn't for the life of me figure out what you've been getting up to on that meteor. Is this it? Is what it? The plan you were hatching all along? Is this like your big move? Your power play to usurp Karkat as team leader finally? Oh bother, Dave knows this isn't a coup, it's just common sense. Waving its ugly head for a change. Oh, got it. Good. Wait, no, don't got it. It sounds like you were just like being the leader now cause you want to. And making all the plans because nobody else wants to or really cares. I mean, not that I even care either, I just want to set the record straight. Karkat, are you cool with this? Karkat, yo, Karkat, what? Oh my god, dude, were you just not listening to any of that? To what? What? What's happening now? Hahaha, man, how long have you been tuning all this shit out? I mean, I literally just said I don't give a fuck about any of the shit Vriska is saying, so maybe I don't want to talk, but at least I had the decency to actually be joking about that. What the fuck are you even doing? Sorry, yeah, sorry, I'm guilty. I zoned out on some of Circuit's self-important blizzard and was carrying a private conversation with the mayor. Is that okay? Dude, you don't have to get the go-ahead for me. Showing up a little one time with the mayor is literally always acceptable. What were you talking about? It's private. I didn't hear you mumbling anything so. We were mostly communicating through a series of simple gestures. I was talking smack about certain people here and chose to remain discreet about it. No, yeah, I know what it's all about. So when you talk to the mayor, most of the time words aren't necessary, like he just knows. When the mayor is just a wonderful alive himself portray, let's all take turns hugging him. No, that's fucking stupid. Just what were you saying when I was spacing out just then? Oh, nothing really. Just wondering how you felt about Vriska usurping your leadership role. If maybe you wanted to throw a vintage shit fit about it, or ha 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 ha, that's a good one, Dave. Oh, ha 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 ha, me, leader, too funny. I'm entirely and singularly baffled that it could still even occur to anyone to entertain the notion that I might still be playing any role even within sniffing orbit of a leadership position of this ridiculous party. When was the last time I did anything of a leader like nature without being trumped by Vriska's Machiavellian line-like gluttony? Or for that matter, when was the last time there was actually anything leadery to do that didn't involve snuggling up on the couch to watch Good Luck Chuck for the 500th time? I have seriously just been assuming her complete takeover of all leadership duties was some fate-accomplished shit for 3 solid years, and have since been enjoying the peace and quiet of zero responsibilities, which is why, quite frankly, I've been able to keep my blood pressure down, and now resembles a living embodiment of peace and fucking tranquility, which presently bars before you in a state of frothing the flow you hobbled to try to wire. Okay, so vintage shit fit it is. Carcat, that was a beautiful soliloquy of acceptance and understanding of your role due to acknowledgement of your overwhelming personal limitations. But be that as it may, you still actually do need to be paying attention here so you can keep up with the plan. Well, I may be the leader now, this may be the last day I see any of you for a very long time. Someone's going to need to step up when I'm gone. Alright, Circuits, and I'll make this a lot easier for you and the team as a whole. Starting now, I hereby renounce my role as the leader of this group for any forever. Vriska, along with the tactile virtuosity and monstrous ego, are more than suited for the role. And if, when, and to wherever she eventually decides to fuck off for mysterious yet to be explained reasons, and anybody else who feels inclined can slide right into that position so long as it isn't me. Great, it's settled. I'm the leader. I gladly accept the bait, and you're going to such lengths to pass to me, Carcat, are not, in fact. Not everyone is nearly as passionate about labels or ranks as you. In fact, I'm pretty whatever about the distinction, but your military endorsement of my abilities is appreciated. How do you vocalize a key slam? Excuse me, Miss Leader. Was it would ever occur to me to cast the slightest doubt in your strategic expertise? But I was wondering when you were planning on getting to the actual strategy part of this meeting. Glad you asked, Mariam. Way to keep the meeting on point. We might need to give you promotion. A promotion to what? Nothing. Nobody's getting a promotion. It was a joke. Fuck. The order is very soon. As soon as Egbert and Lalonde get here, which should be right about. Just give it another second or two. Vriska. Right about. So can we maybe bust out some refreshments while we wait for the totally imminent thing to expire? Can I take a look in the fridge? There are no drinks in the fridge. What's in the fridge? Sorry, I think I missed that part of the conversation. Oh, yeah, never mind. Shh. Shut the fuck up. They are here. Hey, John. Wow. Hi, everybody. Wow, he's really here, isn't he? Hey, John. Wow. Don't just mumble to yourself, you would fuck, say hello. Oh yeah, hey John, what's up? Hey Dave, not much. Hi again, Carcat. Haha, I only saw you like 5 minutes ago, but I guess it was years ago for you, dang. You've probably been through a whole lot of silly nonsense, haven't you? Wait, never mind, you don't have to answer that. There will be plenty of time to catch up. Hi to everyone else too. Oh man, I missed you all so much, even the people I don't know very well or haven't met yet. Oh, by the way, this is Roxy. She's my new friend, and we just went on a crazy adventure together to save the timeline and come find you all. So here we are. Hi. Rose finally meeting Roxy. And Roxy finally meeting Rose. Aww. Thank you, John, for voicing what we all thought. Oh, hey, Therese. Hello, Egbert. Guess our plan worked out pretty well, huh? This session is in much better shape than the last time I saw it. You really bailed us out. You're welcome. I mean, not that you specifically had anything to do with it. You bear as much beneficiary of your future self-crafted schemes as I was, so don't get too smug. No, I'm pretty comfortable being smug and taking credit for future me's idea. I've always been on excellent terms with my future self. She and I get along famously. Okay, whatever you say. Oh, that reminds me. I know the scarf agenda wasn't really your idea per se, but do you have any idea what all the stuff in freaking shit was about? Did it like actually serve a purpose in the timeline? Or were you just fucking with me? I was almost certainly fucking with you. Okay, well, great, good to know. Thanks for that, Therese. That was a really awesome use of our time. I'm glad we are in complete agreement. Wait, what? What's this about stuffed dragon? Therese, what stupid thing did you make John do? I just sent him on a few totally indispensable mission-critical errands is all. No big deal. Yeah, forget that. Long story short is I got owned the end. By the way, good to see you again, Vriska. Good to see you too, John. Cool that you are alive now instead of being a cunning ghost pirate. I think your ways probably are more valuable to have here in the land of the living. At least I hope so. I couldn't agree more. I never got a chance to thank you for knocking me out a few years ago. I mean, obviously, because I was unconscious. But thanks for that. I was being an idiot and deserved it. And as a bonus, it apparently saved my life, so thanks. You're a real friend. Don't mention it. I've received quite a few beatings in my time, and not only did I have each one coming, but they all led to big changes for me on the road to becoming the impeccably evolved person I am now. So by that measure, it was probably the most critical smackdown of my entire life. That's cool. If you ever need another really important punch in the face, just let me know. I'm your man. John, can you just punch her right now? Rose! Hi, John. Hi, nice to see you alive and well again, not to mention the correct timeline. Yes, you did it. I'm still a bit unclear on exactly what it was you did, but whatever it was, you sure did the hell out of it. Yeah. Thank you for returning with my Roxy. Oh, Roxy, so happy. Thank you for returning with my Roxy is obviously the remark I meant to say and is a statement of a reasonable person. Of course, really, it is so good to see you. I'd give you a hello hug, but you seem kinda tied up at the moment. Oh my gosh, how cute. John can get in line. I'm punching her first. Well then, I'm waiting. Hello, Jake, right? Yes. You sent me a letter once, right? In the box full of weapons and a weapon. Oh yeah, that was me. Thanks for that. That was cool. It made me really curious to meet you, right? Me too. I mean, curious to meet you, not me. What's a letter I mean that didn't make me? I mean, I was always curious to doggone it. What? Just I had stuff I wanted to say when we met. There's so many people here, don't sorry. It's okay, I understand. I'm shy too. Let's catch up sometime, just you and me, man to man. Oh, what was it? Oh, hey, Jeffress. Looks like you are here too. Hell, definitely. But don't worry, I'm not very shy. Yeah, I know. So you can feel to say as many things to me in the conversation as you want. That's so nice to know. Maybe later. Why is Tiffus white having the exact same color as John? Hi Dave. Hey bro. You're back and alive, all because of me. I guess it's a thing we are all accepting is true, yeah. It's okay, there's no need to thank me. I mean, I wasn't going to, but like not as means of being an arbitrary dick to my number one childhood pal from the past. I've literally no first-hand cognizance of ever being in danger. I just fucked around on a meteor for a bunch of years. And here I am, and so are you, which I think is pretty dope. It is very dope. Hey, Karkin, don't leave me hanging here. What? There's more than enough fist bump to go around for everybody. I left it hanging there just for you, but you are leaving me high and dry here, dude. Karkin, holy shit, where are your manners? Leaving a fist bump like that? Like this is a new low. Oh my god, you didn't leave your fist there hanging for me. You fist bumped Dave's and withdrew your fist to say something, and then re-offered your fist to me the moment you said don't leave me hanging. I saw you with my own eyes. Fuck it, both, it is really pedantic. Now you actually are leaving me hanging in order to explain your nonsense. I'm this close to revoking your humping release. You will have. God damn it. Yeah. Strider to the rescue. The fist bump has been secured. Dave, no, fuck, I wanted to do it of my own volition. This doesn't count, it's not real. Oh, it's real, buddy. No, I'm going to fist bump you later and I'm feeling it, but it's going to be fucking natural. Mark my words. We'll see, Karkat. We'll see. Whacked. Hey, Dave. Why is Jade asleep? And also Teen Nana? Or Jane, I mean. Oh, ooh, yeah, Vriska had to knock them out. What? Why? They were kicking up a ruckus. Can you wake them up? Don't wake them up! Yeah, we can. Some kind of brainwashing thing going on. Gotta keep him napping. Especially Jade, I'm sure you know what kind of poop death balonified powers she got. Can't let her turn those against us. Right. They should be pretty spiked to see you so. You think? Yeah, I don't know if you know this or not, but apparently along the way our version of John died, so she made the whole trip without you. Oh no. Yeah, this timeline was giving up. To be pretty tragic, I guess, but then you sort of Deus Ex out of nowhere and spared us those sad times. I mean, from your point of view, I guess it isn't Deus Ex shit. You were just the normal John. You always were all sticking around like a nerdy hyper god saving everything from whatever. But from our standpoint, you just kind of yanked yourself out of random as nothing. But hey, you know what? I'll take it. Man, I had no idea. I guess that's what Typhoeus meant. That's so sad, poor Jade. I can't believe you had to spend all the time on the ship thinking I was dead. I mean, I guess I was dead, but you know what I mean. Are you sure we can wake her up for a second just so she can see I'm alright? Feel free, but I have a feeling you'll just be joining her nap if you try down. I guess we'll have to catch up later. Hey, what about Daysprite? Dead? No, that sucks too. Yeah, I guess so. You guess? It's a weird subject for me, like, the guy was always on borrowed time, wasn't he? I mean, that was his whole thing, right? I don't know, I'll miss him anyway, even if he isn't a real Dave. I kind of feel bad for ever thinking of him as a less real version, actually. Yeah, he's me and exactly what I would be like if I was a moping, accessible bird, so it's kind of embarrassing to even talk about, okay? I guess it is sad, but you know, a lot of versions of me have died. Lots of versions of all of us, including you. Isn't what important that certain previously categorized iterations of ourselves are all alive here and now? Hanging out? Yeah, that is what's important. I guess there will be time to reflect on everything that was lost later. Like that time clones and double dead ghosts or other such hogwash. Right now I'm still so excited to see everybody. There's so much crazy stuff for all us to catch up on. I don't even know where to start. It's overwhelming. Don't stress over it. We still have some time to kill before shit starts getting real in the session. At least according to our Vriska in chief. What do you mean? All the bad guys are still just outside the Incipit sphere. They won't converge here until a few hours or so. We'll so just sit back a while and shoot the shit. I do mean empty our clips into the shit like Willy pumps a turd full of lead. Right up until she gets bossy again and commandeers our flight programs with more full tactical exhortations. Okay, that sounds great. You are confronted with an especially empowering character selection menu. 8 choices, we will have done it again. This caused you to feel alarmed and anxious, but maybe, just maybe, slightly excited as well. You cautiously click on a batch of teams to discover your true feelings. 8 possible options, actually kind of a lot now that you think about it. May be easy to forget to click some of them. To make absolutely sure you clicked on all team badges before proceeding, you check to see if all the links below are purple first. If any of them are blue, it means you didn't vet those and you probably should before continuing. Wow. Free will sure is a lot of responsibility and hard work. Okay. So I'm real with you. This will now be just a lot of pages of these guys talking to each other before the final battle. This is like literally it. So tell me about your ridiculous meteor journey. The Dave from the bad timeline told me some funny stories when we go together on the grassy hill planet, but we weren't actually hanging out for that long, so I didn't hear much. Although I'm mostly sure Vriska wasn't alive during that trip. Oh well, let me tell you, Vriska was most certainly alive during this one, like almost extra alive if that's possible. Haha, I think I know what you mean. I spent some time with her when she was a ghost, and let's just say whatever her maternity status is, she makes her presence hard to ignore. Yes, yes, I love this. And we spent our whole reminiscence just destroying Vriska, slightly above audible level. Yes, Karkat, please. Slightly? Karkat, you only have 1 volume setting. Wow, fuck you. You say that like we don't all love character interaction scenes. The thing is, I think these are a little bit lame because these are not the characters that John knows. These are other characters. And it feels weird. Okay, dude, maybe let's not spend our all-time trash-talking circuit if only cause there's no way you're not getting repeatedly transacted just like that. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'll chill out. You're right, Dave, as usual. Oh, Cat, for a funny shouty guy who backed down on that really fast, I'm almost a bit disappointed. I was looking forward to more of your patented ravings. Hey, John Fuckbot, I have you know I'm a little more mature and reasonable than the last time you saw me. I'm a lot more than Mr. Hollersponge One Note, and anyone who diffuses can cordially invite me to play that dirty seed flap like a discount harmonica. Oh well, I'm sold. Seriously so, it's pretty cool to finally meet you. I mean, under more civil, rational circumstances. Oh wait, I was still in the John voice. So it's pretty cool to finally meet you. I mean, under more civil, rational circumstances. Unlike whatever the fuck that brief encounter was 3 years ago where you carried Vriskans and proved your flimsy ass into the fuckal continuum. I know I seemed really mad about that at the time for whatever reason, but really I have so many boring hours on the Meteor to spend barely reflecting on the roughly 10,000 ways I don't give the slightest fuck about whatever idiotic twist of fate transpired back there. Okay? I'm completely over it. I'm over a lot of things actually. You are? Yeah, like remember back when I was yelling at you all the time from my computer? Back then I probably would have felt nervous or awkward about this encounter because of, well, you know, no? I was hitting on you briefly and in a very confusing non-chronological way. without even quite realizing how badly I was shoving my strut pot down my own statement tunnel. Dude. I mean, until you mercifully and with a fair amount of tact shut me down. Don't you remember? Maybe? How can you not remember that? I don't know, it was a long time ago and we had a lot of ridiculous conversations. Okay, well, maybe it was a bigger deal for me than it was for you. I mean, obviously it was, that's sort of the whole point. But the real point is, or that I was trying to make, is that it isn't a big deal anymore, because I'm over it. Target, what the fuck are you doing? What? I'm talking quite casually about some shit that's not a big deal. And the point is that it's not a big deal anymore, so I'm just casually saying that. God. Okay, it's not an unreasonable conversation to have, but like, we just started ranting about past anecdotes to get us all up to speed or whatever. And you were already trucking out these guns. Guns? What guns? Just saying it doesn't sound that casual and no big deal if you keep saying it's casual. And no big deal, oh, and also it's the first fucking thing out of your mouth to join in 3 years. Sorry. I'm so truly fucking sorry, I forgot there was such an outstandingly smooth pile of shit in the cape within my judgment radius. No, I mean, I think I remember. I think you were black flirting with me or something, but in backwards order and while constantly yelling. I didn't really even know what that was, and then I told you I wasn't homosexual, so it was kind of a moot point, but also, you didn't even know what that was either. Yes, that's basically what happened. That's exactly what I was trying to say. I was over and wasn't a big deal anymore, but now it's a big deal again. I guess that's fucking great. Thanks, Dave. Yo, I hardly want to talk here since I'm a goddamn geyser, hilariously self-polarizing foodie and bloopers. At this point, I can't even pretend to keep a lid on any shit I've gotten because I know sooner or later during one of my wet, soliloquies, I'll just fretful but backwards into an embarrassing admission, and I just have to be like, yeah, okay, that's my shit, that's what I'm about, let's just get the fuck on with our lives. So when Sean's like, hey man, you're all locked and loaded with some stuff about how you're over him, and go on and on about it, it's like some way obvious protest too much shit. And everybody knows it's a way, don't see how it salvages any of your dignity or whatever to pretend it's not what's happening. Oh my fucking god. What I'm saying is, if you're so eager to push this out there, I'm not pushing this out there. If you're pushing this out there with yours, then maybe we should rap about it. I mean, discuss it critically and honestly, not swap rhymes or anything, so that could be sweet too. So are you sure you still don't have these unreconciled black bomb feelings about John? I say we air this out before it ferments into some ranketella unexamined feeling sauce. Dave, I think you are making Karkat uncomfortable. Are you being a wise guy and trying to make us uncomfortable? No, I don't do that to bros, it's huge uncool. I don't know what has to be uncomfy about chatting out about true thoughts and emotions. Yuck. Dude, you clearly had a spades thing for John, but I don't recall you ever bringing it up. Is this something you've been thinking about all the time, or no, not really? Yeah, we could have talked about this. I have all kinds of shit to say about John, seeing as he was my number one dude for approximately the majority of 13 years. The main dead anti-man is like nothing personal at all, it's just that he's literally incapable of hating anyone. I know that is the exact fucking thing I knew and understood, and why I felt so stupid about it in hindsight. Well, not that I really want to echo on this train of thought, but I don't know if that's quite true. It's not. I can get really angry and hate stuff too, just like you, but I think only in extreme cases. The school guy in suspenders I got really pissed off at, but I'm 100% sure that hate was platonic. Getting pissed off at the suspender dude sounds like just the sort of yarn I wanna be all ears for some time. But okay, that's something to work with. Hey Karkat, maybe there's some hope yet, maybe it's not a total lost cause. Nark. Okay Dave, it definitely sounds like you are trying to own us now. Own what? No way, I'm being real as a motherfucker. Being able to hate things, I think, is the smaller part of that equation. What about the other part? Don't you think that's a little more significant? What part? The part about not being a homosexual. John, dude, I gotta say. When you talk about being or not being a homosexual, you kinda sound like a corny old man. What? Why? No, that's a normal way of putting it. I mean, it's a pretty normal thing to say, right? When that's how you are. Somebody fucking kill me. What does normal mean though? Normal was some crap that ruled over that civilization. We left that behind years ago. It's all a huge pile of shit that doesn't matter anymore. Okay, so then you were saying? What are you saying? I'm not sure, I guess. Okay, I guess what I'm saying is, I don't think it's all as simple as you think it is. Or maybe not like actively think it is, but continue to assume it is on account of not thinking about it much. Due to a lot of junk about the subject that gets shoved into our brains for movies and stuff while we are just dumb kids, I'm just saying it probably isn't as absolute or simplistic as the way you've been framing it. I think Dave's coming out as bisexual. Or maybe it is for you personally, I don't know. I'm just guessing you haven't spent much time thinking about it only because all the stuff we read and watched suggests that, like, even examining your honest thoughts about it is probably a road to go down. Also, if you actually think too much about it without always having that undercurrent of haha, nope, then what happens? What if it turns out you're like not exactly the way you thought you were, or maybe not so much that there's also something about what you were turned out to be not that relevant. Why are these words happening to our conversation? I don't know, man. Not sure what you've been doing the last few years, all riding a large boat and saving everyone from apocalyptic whatever, but I've had a fuck ton of time on my hands to think about stuff. About stuff I've said and done in the past, why I said and did them. A lot of things I once would have insisted were like part of my brand and helped me come across cool and smart, I see, but now I'm not so sure. We used whip on each other all the time for being gay, even though we knew we weren't, which of course is what made it funny, remember? Yeah, I don't know, it was pretty funny sometimes. It was just a lot of joking around. Yeah, I know. It frankly is funny to say how gay something is sometimes, and let's face it, sometimes someone or something is just flat out really fucking gay and there's no two ways about it. It's more like that the preponderance of all the jokey shit is an underlying implication that it's all lame stuff for pandas, but not like us. No, we are not lame and ha ha ha, that's a joke. Strive on this, like, double bird implication that the real cool shit is founded on this absurd wanky ideal about masculinity, which if you think about it is one, dumb as fuck, two, the male adulation of masculinity to that extent to be honest is pretty fucking gay unto itself, and three, was always some totally impossible shit for us to live up to anyway. I think all that's mixed up with the same phony ideals about heroism. Like living up to the storybook idea of what a hero to me feels almost interchangeable with living up to society's snapshot of what a hard manly dude should be. I stopped pretending I could ever live up to either thing a while ago. And mainly, I've lost the line. And mainly I've spent time looking back on the sheer magnitude of all my joking around. I used to lambast fuckers left and right, grinding them into the pavement over how gay they probably were and how much they were quite possibly chosen to kiss some dudes as such. And I don't really feel bad about it in the sense that it was jerky or like insensitive necessarily, even though I guess it maybe was. More that I feel like it was probably transparent, a massive front of outrage snuck to disguise a lot of insecurity, like a fucking cover-up. As long as I kept clowning hard about it, I didn't actually have to think about it or face my actual beliefs. Dave, although it's cool and all, and I think I mostly agree, but, how do I put this? Are you gay now? What? No, the words. Why don't the words stop? Dear God. I don't know, it sounds to me like you're trying to tell me something here. Man, no, look. I mean, it's okay if you were gay now, that's totally cool if you. I just think you turning gay would be kind of a weird consequence if we changing the timeline around. Okay, not weird, just unexpected. I don't know what I did that would account for that. Maybe saving one of Teresa's plush toys did some goofy homosexual butterfly effect thing on you? Jeez, who knows? Dude, you are listening. Also, a gay butterfly effect is a pretty funny idea. Let's not dismiss that as a concept altogether. Anyway, maybe what I'm trying to say is sort of getting lost in the weeds here. The fact that you were wondering if I turned gay makes me think maybe you're still not quite on the wavelength I'm trying to ramble on here. Maybe we should wrestle this topic to the ground another time. There's a lot more I want to say, but this is probably not the venue. I mean, not literally wrestle to the ground, because that is maybe literally the gayest course of action we could possibly take, but you know what I mean. Yes, later, talk later, because then the words would stop, or wouldn't that be lovely? That's fine, we can talk about anything you want, anytime. I'm just still confused about what you were getting at is all. Like, what is the bottom line here? Are you actually attracted to boys now? Did you, like, date any boys? But there weren't even that many boys on the Me Tour. Well, there's a clown guy, but I don't really see you and him, and it really only leaves, where you and Carket, are you and Carket like, quick bathroom break. Okay, I am back. If all of these so long, fuck my voice, I'm already talking like Dave. Or more like Harket? No, 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 I retreat to my safe place and yet the words. The stupid fucking battle talking like rowdy barn beasts. Up against the partitions of good fucking sense and the most basic of personal boundaries. The goddamn blizzard of tactless nincompoops. How would continue to haunt my wretched ears. The words spill over the sides of the enchanted metal fog discus like a babbling string in a mythical forest governed by a guild of gossip hungry lobotomy hobbits. This deluge of words leaked from the incontinent crevices of two brainless gushing yamatwats. It overflows, our heart overflows, sogging my grave practical pair of pants, leggings of a simple man, a humble man. Its on continues its downward trickle, dousing my unremarkable shroud, the serviceable garment of your ever-wet Alternanian Joe. Chilling the frayed torso beneath a pacific duffel of meat, backed with heavy sobs. Sobs caused by words which continue to drip and sluice and spill, threatening to drown me, touching too promising, and yet I will not drown. I want to drown, please let me drown, so the words will be no more. Dave, I'm pretty sure we are making Harket uncomfortable now. You're doing great, thank you. Yeah, maybe we should drop this. Okay. I don't know if you ever picked this up from him, but he's a pretty sensitive guy. What? No, it's true. Pretty much the easiest you to whip on and makes for an irresistible target, but you also have to know where to draw the line. Really don't want to actually, upset him. Yeah, me neither. What the fuck is he doing when I don't know? But just as regular shit, like an everyday occurrence, but with different bodily positions and geographic configurations. I see. Bro, will you get the fuck up here? No, okay, suit yourself. Anyway, as you can see, you've been spending probably way too much time with trolls. Haha. It messes with you, gets you thinking about stuff. You know, I can imagine. I think life was a lot more boring on the ship, but we talked about you all a lot. We would always wonder how you and Wilf were managing to get along with all those crazy trolls. I think mostly we pictured a lot of arguments. That's not too far off. I'm still getting used to having such insane, limitless powers that let me go anywhere I want. It's tempting to go to time periods like yours and find out what I missed. But I don't want to mess with too much anymore, since it seems like I got the timeline to a nice little place as it is. So I guess I just have to do what any regular guy does and imagine fondly what it would be like if I got to travel with you guys. I wonder if I would have gotten absorbed in troll culture too, or troll ways of thinking. It's really inevitable. You pick up the lingo, they pick up yours. It's like a stupid cultural melange. After a while, it barely makes any sense from either frame of reference. I wonder if I would have learned to understand Black Romance. It's such a goofy idea, but it seems to be important to trolls. They take all the great ones pretty seriously, to be honest. Yeah, years ago when we first met the trolls, I remember being pretty fascinated by all our cultural differences, and Karkat and Vriska were telling me about them. I remember really sincerely trying to understand it all from their point of view. It's hard though. I still think about the idea of Black Romance sometimes and try to imagine how that really works or feels. I don't know. Do you understand it? Yeah, I've spent enough time talking about it where I think I got it, but I've never had cause or any real inclination to put it into practice or anything. Mainly the idea of hating somebody and translating that into attraction or some kind of romantic feeling, it feels so alien to me. And you were right, I have a really hard time even hating anyone in the first place. Word. I mean, I get annoyed by people, sure. Like, who? Me? No, not really. Well, sometimes, but not much. I always tended to excavate my grievances with you for the sake of laughs. A better example is more recently when I was doing my retcon mission. I was getting really annoyed with Therese and her mind games. Yup. I definitely never crossed the line to hate though, because we were working together to try and fix a dire situation. Even though she's weird and insane, she's otherwise a pretty good friend. And all her needling and shapes are totally inappropriate times when there was so much on the line. It was so frustrating. Egbert, I have news for you. Wow, he's back, alright, side up and everything. I heard you were talking about great rent, so I decided to pause my tantrum. John, all you are doing here is describing the subtle feelings which plant a seed for having a calendar crush on someone. What? You heard me. You are naively admitting to struggling with some vague feelings for Therese. So there you go, question on that. Turns out you are perfectly capable of Black Romance. No. A fair rebuttal, however, consider this counterpoint. Yeah, yes? But I don't hate her. And I'm sure I never will. I'm just saying I find her somewhat annoying and really aggravating a lot of the time, but that's it. That's exactly what the feeling is. It doesn't start out as full-blown antipathy, and it really even reaches such an extreme level of hostility even over long-term Black relationships. There are peaks to it, but otherwise the general ebb and flow to the dark feelings just like with flushed relationships. Okay, but I don't know if I'm expressing myself clearly. I felt aggravated by her a lot, but that doesn't fully describe. Like, there were those negative feelings, but also, but. Yeah, that is it. Right there. But is always part of it. What you're trying to say is you had frustrated negative emotions toward her, but they don't comprehensively account for your attitude toward her. Meaning there are some things about her you actually like, but the negative feelings make it hard for you to put your finger on them or even want to acknowledge them. That is absolutely standard. What good would it be having a schismasis who didn't possess qualities you actually admired on some level? That would be boring and it wouldn't even work. There'd be no tension, no push and pull in the turbulent emotional landscape. The double positives add fuel to the negative feelings, often giving them a reason to exist at all. They inflame the aggravating factors, reminding you deep down how much you would like and admire this person if it wasn't for all their infuriating flaws. And the incredible sense of frustration that causes, along with all the associated hot-headed feelings that their sense of black romance. And the positive qualities you see deep down in a schismasis also serve as a basis for wet feelings towards a person, assuming the relationship ever starts to vacillate. It's all pretty straightforward, really. No, this is messed up. I don't know, John, it all sounds pretty logical to me. If I could know this shit when it comes to great ones. It can be true, so. It feels so fucked up. What if you're right, so no. That's part of it too. The no was all part of the feeling, that's how it always goes. The sense of self-incrimination when it's dawning on you that you have these conflicting feelings towards someone who bugs you so much. Oh my god, this whole reaction is so fucking textbook, it's hilarious, really. It's fucked up, so. It's supposed to feel fucked up. Oh man, I just wanted to have a nice catch-up chat, not get so transparently owned at its form answers. It happens to the best of us sooner or later. And this crap is kind of old hat to me by now. But I get why you're kind of reflecting its implications here. You didn't have years of living with trolls to kind of normalize the stuff. I don't think I wanted to feel normalized, though I'm not ready to. Like, admit that I have some warped spade crush on her based on some feeling I don't understand. Makes no sense to me. Oh god, what if it's true? I have to try as hard as I can to suppress this feeling and make sure I never think about it again. Okay, sounds like a really thing to do, but sure, have fun with it. Fuck, yeah, probably just. Please don't tell her about any of this. Okay, guys. John, you don't have to remind us about one of the most fundamental statutes of the bro code, which is practically fucking scripture on our planet dating back hundreds of millennia. Dave and I fucking sleep and read the bro code and all of its clauses, no matter how fine the print. Feel free to come and talk to us about this anytime. The secrets will always be safe. Dude, the sentiment is well and good, but when you're pledging a vow of secrecy, maybe you should try to keep it down a little. Damn, yeah, sorry. That's really confusing, so, assuming you are right and I'm busted on having those feelings, and I'm not even saying you aren't, but I thought humans weren't supposed to be able to feel stuff like that. Like what exactly? Like perceive and feel romantic stuff in the same way trolls do, because we are aliens to each other. Well, okay, humans can feel the gay stuff pretty often, I guess. I didn't think we could feel the spade stuff, though. I don't know, I just thought it was some screwy biological difference. No, I disagree. Both humans and trolls are emotional, versatile, sentient beings that can feel many hells of different things. You're probably right. You would know better than me, at least. It's always a smart fallback position. By the way, especially on web. I could school you on web too. Are you confused about web? Oh, Dave, I think I'm pretty squared away on web. At least for now. So, this has been a hell of a fun dissonance so far. Yeah, seriously, so I wasn't actually intending to fork this, like, instantaneously in the direction of some, like, legitimately sincere dialogue on fucking sexuality and romance. I didn't plan on this, dude, you gotta believe me. I believe you, it's been cool though. Yeah, did we cover everything? Probably not. Oh wait, you dated Jade for a while, so there's that. Wow, what? I mean, Dave's waited. Oh, and of course, I mean, the one from my time, or pretty not the one from this time who died, I guess, before that happened. Right. And that still just seems so sad. I guess even when you fix things, not everything can be perfect. Yeah, so how did that go, me and Jade, or him and Jade? Okay, I guess. My sense was it was kind of dramatic overall. I'm not sure it was the best relationship, probably because of Dave's quite unique issues. But there were a lot of fun memories. I'll tell you about them sometime. Maybe when Jade is awake, because I'm sure she'd want to know too. Yeah. Hey, the girl you came with, Rose's mom, Roxy. Yeah, what she's like, she's nice, really nice. He's fun and easy to talk to. It almost feels like he has always been one of our friends, you know. Yeah, how long have you and she actually been traveling together? Not too long. We only met like a day ago, I mean, from my perspective. Huh. He's been through some really difficult stuff recently. Well, we both have actually. But I feel like it was all a bit more personal for her. being on her adventures and suddenly losing all her friends and watching Rose die right there while she'd been kind of viewing Rose as a version of her mom. I was just some goofball drifting randomly here and there between realities that were mostly just confused by everything. But for her, I could tell it was all really devastating. I'm so happy she gets to be with Rose again, not to mention all her other friends. For some reason, I feel happier for her getting to reunite with people she lost than I do for myself. It sounds like you like her. I do. No, I mean, actually like her. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Oh, dude, after one day, maybe you should slow your roll. I didn't say I did so. I'm joking, it's fine. Who cares? Oh, okay. She's my mom, isn't she? Man, I'm not sure if we should keep thinking about all our relations that way. Why? It's kind of weird, is it? You feel weird about dating my mom, isn't it? I'm not dating her, so. But if you did, and you wouldn't want to think of her like that because of like the familiar weird times it invokes. Jeez, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for every single deep conversation we can squeeze into this wacky rapid fire session of fun Paul talk. Okay, but I think I like thinking of her as my mom, even if it is a little weird. You do? Why? Not sure. I never even stopped and thought about it before. The idea of what it would be like to have a mom, instead of a hyper-aggressive lunatic of an adult male guardian. Never let myself give it a second of consideration, but now, seeing her actually here, even though she's just some team girl I never met, I like the idea. It's nice. Okay, that's actually kind of cute. Yeah, I guess it kind of fucking is. Alright, well, no matter what happens, it's a go with me as you want to think of her that way. Sweet. This is a one-time Dave is not ironic and it's really sweet. Okay, we are done. Let's get... Yep, these are the next ones. I just wanted to say, where's the picture? I'm sorry. Sorry about what? For Stem having an all being an echo grinning idiot, I just cannot actually believe you're real and here and alive and not dying, and so am I. Here with you, I mean, and sharing all those mentioned attributes. I can't believe it either. I have so much to say, I think, even though I can't think of the stuff at I know what you mean. I hope it's okay if I just admire you not being specially articulate for a bit. That is more than okay, as long as you're willing to similarly excuse the spectacular demise of my capacity for artful self-expression. Oh, gee, you're Dirk. Wow, wow, I just caught him. Wow, wow, wow. You sound so much like him. Oh my god, that's too perf and cute. Dirk? I can't get over it now. I can't unhear it. Even your voice sounds counter like his, but it's just girl Dirk. Laughing my ass off. Wow, yes. He sounds like a hell of a guy. Oh, you have no idea. Well, I'm told he should be arriving here in a little while. If he's anything like Dave's late older brother, and if he's anything like me, which he apparently is, then this is when I'm guessing the real party will begin. I'm ready. I want to know things about him, such as if he shares his elder counterpart everywhere for soft puppet ass, and if that, combined with his myriad vaguely unsettling psychological peculiarities, could occupy a dedicated team of therapists for years. The answer is yes and yes. Knowing this amuses me for some reason. Mainly, there are things I want to know about you. I presume there will be plenty of time later to hound my biological father for the dirtiness proclivities. What do you want to know about me? Everything! I think the main difficulty in deciding what to ask is the lifting questions I would have for my mother. That is to say, the woman who raised me from the questions I have for you. Well, I didn't raise you or anything, but I can sincerely take a crack at those kinds of questions. Okay, do you really like wizards? Rose? Yes, Rose? Rose? I fucking love wizards. I see. I thought of the sounds actually does go pretty far letting me know something about both of you. Oh? My relationship with her was complicated, but I've come to see that it's mostly my fault. I was too young to understand her. I never even got the chance to misunderstand my mom, or grown-up you. Or I mean, I didn't get to misunderstand her in person. More like a legendary figure, because I grew up 400 years after she died. Ah, right, I think I'm going to have to call the contest early. Yours is a more interesting biography by quite a lot. Not really. Not to me, at least. I was lonely. I thought about her a lot to pass the time. She was pretty amazing, at least according to history. She wrote hella books about wizards and rode a generous little fat man down a waterfall of blood. She wrote hella books about wizards? Yeah, they were famous and good at everything. It sounds like I fumbled into the wrong line of work. There's no money in the suburb business. Well, there it is. It just comes in incredibly stupid denominations which are not particularly useful. Do you have copies of these books? Yes I do. There are copies back on my planet. Assuming John didn't retcon them away like a book-thieving sneak. I would really love to read them sometime if you wouldn't mind. No, not at all. By the way, this is Kanaya. Sorry for the combination of bad manners and general dumbfoundedness which included a more timely introduction. Hello. Hey, that's a nice name and also you're pretty. Thank you. Admire the aesthetics of your name and the preference as well, and it also part due to the respective similarity to your daughters. Oh man, that was somehow both a comfortable thing to say, yet smooth as hell. I'm impressed. Welcome to my city population, a whole lot of great remarks like that. But yes, I get you those books. They are great, they make me want to write my own other books. Did you? Yeah, sorta. Could I read them? Hey, you got to read mine, yeah, but you were like an old pro when you wrote yours. Your freaking masterpiece, wizard fix. They won Pulitzers and shit. Did they really? I don't know, probably. Oh. I don't know, they're just very, very good. So the ancient prize scholars, I'm sure, were like, dude, these wizards are very, very fucking good. Give them all the awards and shut down the awards, but not cause of the looming apocalypse, just cause you literally cannot do better than these wizards. I can live with that. It's always been one of my professional goals to write tales of magical men so provocative they would cause a permanent and unceremoniously dissolution of at least one prestigious award. But yeah, I don't know, I guess you can see. But it's a pale ghost of a story compared to our stuff, and although I'm kinda weird. I like weird, yeah, just. Your opinion means a lot to me, and I'm nervous you might think it sucks. But I never even wrote the masterpieces you read. You read. I think you may have a view of my abilities which I haven't earned yet. Really, I'm not that good. My own story drafts, which you can read if you like. They're nothing special, frankly. Oh, really? Oh, my Neko. Then that sounds fun. If during your manuscript exchange you need someone to read over your shoulder, say to proofread, or to purge each sentence of punctuation and capitalize the first letter of every word, I'd be happy to volunteer, strictly professionally of course, and not because I really want to read your wizard things too. I really want to read your wizard things too, I hope that's okay. Haha, yeah, sure, it's okay. Kanaya, sorry, me and both are babbling away here to each other, we don't mean to be excluding you. It's fine, I'm so utterly enjoying my role as a spectator. I know that both has been looking forward to this a lot. And that he received similarly recoveries and politely passive enjoyment from the interactions I had with my ancestor. So now I will just resume the politely passive part of it. Haha, you don't gotta. Jump in whenever you're feeling it. I love meeting you trolls. Well, at least when they are not evil or something. I love some not evil trolls, like the cranky one over there in red ruby shapes. Crazy. Yeah, she's the boss. That's a pretty fair way to describe the attitude of anyone higher than me on the hemispectrum, but yes, you're right. Oh, although, please do forget dear Fifita. Fifita? Do you mean Fefe? No, Fifita. She was a dear precious soul. She was my sprite. Guess she never happened in this version of stuff, so dang. That's sad, but maybe not quite as sad as her existing and exploding. I'm confused. Wonder what even else is different. Well, you died too. I did? Yes, by pushing me out of the way of the fork. So thank you for that retroactively and to a different version of you. Jeez, yeah, I had a really similar thing happen in my timeline, also involving a fork. Even though you are okay now, it's still almost too sad to even talk about. Yeah, we didn't get to exchange even a single word before you were gone. All I could think was, how can this be happening again? Luckily, the sense of misery was short-lived though. It wasn't long before I was informed the incident was part of something bitter taking shape. And that John was on his way with a different version of you. I had no idea what the different version actually entailed, but I wasn't about to quibble. I was so relieved. Same, also. Instead of waiting for you to come back, I had to jump through all of these hoops with John and went through some different stuff. I was thrown in from to funeral for your old you dead body. You did? Yup. Sorry if that sounds weird, and I know I was coming to read a new version of you, but it helped me with like feeling about people I left behind. Funeral wow said, sorry for this if it comes off as odd, but that is so mom of you. Oh yeah? I liked your mom. Me too. I don't mean to be analytical about getting to know you, really. I guess comparisons are a little hard for me to avoid since the adult version of you played such a significant role in my life. So I can't help seeing the similarities when they are there. But although you are so clearly your own person, shaped by your own experience, and that is a person I would prefer to get to know rather than a young avatar for the memory of a departed parent. Yet this is a context which somewhat inescapably colors my perception of what you reveal. So while some observations are in the way of predictable, charming, so mind you, others I regard as surprising. What about me surprising? Well, you aren't. You don't quite seem like a person who I don't want to ask anything that would sound rude to you or spiteful to her, because I don't feel that conflicted about this anymore, particularly since I had my own troubles with it. That would be pretty hypocritical. Conflicted about what? Let me back up a little. It was a long ride on the meteor. One experienced things over a few years, give him a lot of time to think, changes and such. But halfway through I started thinking more about Mom and about you. Now that I probably meet you and I don't know, live up to the experience. It's silly, but I'm guessing you understand what I mean. Hmm? Basically, I was just nervous. It was all mixed up with feelings of conflict and remorse over my mother, who, to my hazy preteen recollection, never wasted a day in my life on sobriety. She and her habit put all those days to quite effective use, actually, and I don't even quite remember the thought process that led to this, but I sort of went with it too. The habit, I mean, for a while at least. I was still distraught about losing her and wanted to understand her, to connect with her in some way, and I guess that was the only idea I had. And on some level, I think connecting with her was also a way for tapping myself to meet you. Even though that probably makes no sense, since you aren't literally her, don't share all her. I guess I shouldn't speak for you, so you're saying you're surprised I'm unlike her in that way because I don't seem like someone who got drunk off her ass all the time. Well, I guess I should be flattered if you really think so, but wrong. So my story's kind of like yours. I had a mom I never knew and wanted to feel close to her however I could. I grew up mostly unsupervised in her old house. That all this old stuff in it plus some old booze crawled away here and there. That just started up even though I was way too young for shit like that. Whoops. And like I said, it was a bit like on the discipline bounce and it's not like a bunch of silly pumpkin eaters were gonna stop me. Pumpkin eaters? Chess guys? Loads of them. And yeah, I wanted to be like her and do what she did, but mostly just made a hot catastrophe of myself. I doubt that is what she wanted. At the time it seemed like a cool thing, a real intellectual and mysterious book celebrity would do while also leading a badass and secretly subversive life on a position of tyranny, but I think what is more likely is she knew the whole world would end and everyone would die no matter what she did. It was probably hard to live with. I don't know if I can blame the old lady for wanting to get a wee bit sauced after a couple of weapon clowns won a presidential election. Yeah, wait, what, clowns? Long story, bad story, please continue. Okay, yes, I'm sure my mother knew the end was coming too. Knowing that helped put a lot of the behavior and context for me I was always too young to understand. Poor moms, poor adult dad, sexy lady us, truth. But anyway, back to us. Get alive, sexy lady us. Yes, it sounds like you rose an incredible career, but all things considered, prefer being get alive, sexy lady me. Agree, I know what you mean about being nervous. About meeting you, I mean. Maybe nervous isn't quite right, but when I started thinking about meeting you is when I started thinking I should try being not quite such a mess, so I started taking the idea of cleaning up my act more seriously. Ultimately, I concluded the same thing. I decided it wouldn't be a very dignified way to make an entrance, or for that matter, a very constructive way to help out in a struggle to preserve reality. Luckily, I was able to cut it out a while ago. I admit it wasn't easy. But it helped a lot to have people around looking out for me. Since poked. Yeah, I had friends help me too. I could have done it without them either. Never had IRL friends before this trip. Interesting to observe the various ways they apply themselves to your benefit. Some people are around to make you feel like you are worth sticking with even when you fuck up. And some people are around to kick your ass to make sure you don't. Haha, I think I had to play the latter role to my friends a lot. And also to myself, I guess. Who kicked your ass? Or that's the yelly guy over there? No, Target was mostly preoccupied with his own shenanigans. The yelling's deceptive. He's a rather private person. Vriska, however, he really is quite an extravagant bitch. LMAO, but it turns out people like that tend to have some convenient assets, such as the sheer force of personality to keep a bunch of idiots from falling apart. Don't get me wrong, it's quite annoying, but useful. Yeah, I probably should have been more of a bitch to all my peeps. Maybe I wouldn't have gone to jail and died. Let it be a lesson to us all. Seriously, so it's so nice hearing your stories, especially the similarities of stuff we experienced. With us and writing and mom stuff, and even bad things we went through, and obviously, we are similar by DNA and all, but even so, it still feels comforting that even if you flip the universe upside down and change it all around, pull us apart by centuries, kill humans off, flood the world, we are still connected to each other. In mysterious ways that goes beyond genes and circumstance. And that, I think, is some tight freaking noise to consider. I'm considering right now, and yes, that noise, it is so tight. Hey, what are we all talking about over here? Damn it, Dave. Okay. Vriska tougher than Jake. Let's get it over with. This will be difficult. Jeff is right. Is it okay if we pretend to have a conversation over here for a while, so that I look busy, not come off with a big off-ado, which is I feel like I can oblige and also personally identify with that idea and the feelings of self-blameless behind it, but I could also help you out with a real conversation too instead of a fake one. In fact, maybe we already even said enough words together just now for that to qualify. Oh, tough was right. You have always been the one ray of light shining through the clouds in what has otherwise been an emotional, stormy game experience for me. I am so grateful that you found it in your ghostly bosom to drift over to Lomax now and then to cheer me up. Often enough to give me a real pick-me-up when feeling blue over friend problems, but just seldom enough to feel like a rare delight when you did. Yeah, I was under strict injunction from Vriska to not interfere with the timeline much for lots of months, so I didn't say hello often. She helped me be back alive, so I owed her that much on one hand, but on the other, I think she was doing her bossy thing for the sake of just telling me what to do. I didn't see how just being friendly sometimes was even changing the timeline much, or why that idea even mattered. Because it seemed like most of you all here never did much important stuff anyway. Haha, it's true, more tip-top wisdom from the sage bullhead noggin of yours. Why do you want to pretend talking, even though it's real and look busy to your friends? I'm just not up to all the socialization yet. Maybe I never will be. I feel at ease talking to you, but all these others I don't know. It feels really awkward, and I think I lost most of my prior power due to a lot of bad things that happened with my friends. What happened with them? I just messed up with everyone in a lot of ways I'm too embarrassed to even talk about. Now I just feel gun-shy about everything, I guess. Even polite conversation with fun new people I should be thrilled to meet. I couldn't even set things right with my buddies now if I wanted to. Jane is asleep, so I can't make amends with her after she became an angry robot and punched me in the gut and jailed me, and threatened me with eternal marriage and baby-making duties. I mean, sure, she was brainwashed when she did all that, but I'm sure I did some stuff to deserve it. Work is still way off somewhere, so I can't address that whole spicy meatball which I still feel terrible about. And Roxy. Well, okay, Roxy is right there, but look at her. She's having a blast with all these people she actually really likes and who are probably actually likable. She probably wants nothing to do with me either, so I might as well do her the courtesy of leaving her alone. Oh, Jake is having a really bad case of self-hating right now. But isn't she waving at you and saying hello right now? You, almost certainly to overhearing you talking about her name. Hi, Jake. Oh yeah, it would seem she is. Those are probably pretty waves though. I don't think that is true. I have been the getter almost exclusively of the pretty versions of whatever you see directed at me, and I think that's not what she's doing. Those are normal waves and hellos. You should probably do one of those things back to her. Hi, Jake, damn it, hi. Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, Roxy. You are with us again, and I like that. Nice, bro. Keep working with behaviors of that sort. Your self-esteem will get bigger. I like that. Thunderations, what a fucking fraud I am. I really need to keep a lower profile, even basic pleasantries, a bit above my huckleberry for now. I get it. Self-esteem is probably the hardest emotion to master. It helps to have help. And I appreciate it, Mr. Toughest Bright, really I do. Oh, I mean not for me. You have fantasy phantom representing your self-esteem who you can look up to. A phantom? Because I did once that it helped me. Then he became real and really helped me, but not because of believing or anything. Just because of coincidence he happened to be my ancestor. Well, yes, I suppose I have something like that. A brain ghost of my friend Dirk who visits me sometimes. I guess he represents my self-esteem, but I don't know how helpful he actually is. Why? Because of all the consternation that my relationship with real Dirk has caused me. He says all the right things to make me feel better about myself, but when he visits my brain, I never actually feel that comfortable or good about myself. I just feel kind of weird and truthfully spend most of the time hoping he just goes away. And he probably knows that too because he's my brain and that makes me feel weirder. I see. Your brain is complicated, son. I'm guessing it's because you're some sort of genius. Really? Yes, absolutely. I have a sense for these things. Gosh. Maybe instead of listening to the upsetting words of a complicated brain ghost, what a brilliant mind like you needs is something simpler, like listening to the nice and flattering words of a real friend. Maybe you're right. Not related to that, have I mentioned? You're actually quite handsome for a human. Wow, you think? Also, you have a dashing personality and you seem pretty strong, and your very small pair of creamy-looking pants is really cool. Holy cow, you're right, Jeffrey's right. These nice observations about me. Why, they really do seem to be making me feel at least infinitely better about myself. What a charm! This is only the beginning of the feel-good feelings you can force inside you, through the repetitive mentionings of such things about you, but always through developing yourself as a brave alive hero. Too late for me to do that since I lived a weak life, died, and was lucky enough to have a friend with a good enough heart to bring me back. This was just out of guilt, Tefros. Don't fucking defend her. But only as a spiritual guide, such as the one floating before you. So I can't be that spiritually great anymore by tragic definition, but you can. You are living, strong, nice, and of even higher importance immortal. So that gives you, by my estimation, literally forever to get better and better and better and finally prove yourself. That way you can win your friends over and everyone will like you again. Bullshitting howdy, just imagine, von hobbledehoy to hero. Wouldn't that spiffy predicament just rest my berries? Therefore, would you leave that poor kid alone? What sort of nonsense are you telling him? Nothing. Oh bullshit, you're filling his head with lies, aren't you? No, it's just a basic conversation, not about any topics you're probably going to say you disapprove of. Hey kid, what's he telling you? What's your name again? Jabe? J-I-J, yes, sure. No, it's not Jabe, Wong. Who even cares? Your oversimplic human names all sound so alike to me. Anyway, listen, Jabe. Whatever load of shit he's selling you in a misguided effort to cheer you up, don't listen to him. It's all a bunch of separate delusional garbage. I'm not going to let you down easy, and someday you realize this is the biggest favor anyone's ever done for you. You're never going to do anything important, and will never amount to anything, period. Neither is Tefros. Oh, Vriska, would you shut the fuck up? Wait, no, hold on. No, you hold on, Tefros. You had more than enough chances to prove you could be a relevant contributor to our adventure, but you blew it every step of the way. Time to face the facts. You are never going to have that big moment that vindicates your arc of personal development. It's just not going to happen. No, I know that. I just admitted that. You weren't listening to our... Not going to happen for JP either. So stop filling his head with nonsense. I can just smell it off him. He's just like you, really. A loser is a loser. Sniffle. Here's the bottom line. Pages just suck. All of them do. They just can't ever seem to get it together. I think it just happens to be the class players get stuck with if they're naturally that sort of person. It doesn't mean they don't have value as people, but they'll never have anything significant to contribute, so they really should just stay out of the way. There's a certain quiet dignity in understanding your utterly crippling limitations as an individual, ideally. A very quiet dignity, so the important people can still hear themselves think. Okay, what about all that big page potential? It's also a lot of misleading horseshit and really kind of a cruel stipulation of the class, to be honest. But like loser thinks there's actually some light at the end of a long tunnel, so it keeps them dreaming instead of facing the facts. Sure, they could reach all that potential if they work really hard for a long time, but don't you get it? The very nature of who they are prohibits that. They don't have what it takes to stick it out to the end because they are too weak mentally. So it's just the game playing a nasty joke on them, like dangling a carrot at the end of a ridiculously long stick. Only an asshole would knowingly play along with such vicious hopes. No. Any form of friendship encouragement, no matter what, is universally great, I think. We all learn this fact from lots of things we see and enjoy in stories and stuff. Oh my fucking god. No, Trev is right, she's right. She's right. Sniff. Jake, no, don't let her get to you. Vriska, look at what you did. You made my friend Jabe sad. Don't listen to her and come here, buddy, for a reassuring embrace. Therefore, don't you fucking touch him. Remember, you've been only prototyped once. Do you really want to fuse into an eternal monstrosity with that weenie? God, what a weenie singularity that would be. Maybe I should stand back and let it happen. For science, although it would serve you right. Oh yeah? Well, get a load of this. Actually, no. You're right, of course I won't hug him because it sounds really, really bad. Sorry, Jabe. Yeah. This part is so hard. This was so bad. God, Vriska is in so many of these. Okay, let's get the toxic Yuri going on. Vriska, shouldn't we get back to our strategy meeting soon? Yeah, pretty soon. It's like we used to say in the old days, time is dead, kids. Believe me, I haven't forgotten that as truth now as ever was. Only difference is now we are working together to prevent the bodies from piling up. We still have a little time before we need to get serious, and anyway, when you are managing the team, you need to balance things. Gotta keep morale up, you know? The troops have been itching for a feel-good moment like this for a long time. As a competent leader, I lost my line. As a competent leader / power gamer extraordinaire, it's incumbent on me to recognize that it cuts him a bit of slack. Yes, they are toxic, Yuri. Really, this Vriska and Theresia actually, like, they should have X-rays going on. Gives them a little space to remember what they are all fighting for, you know? Yeah, great point. We could do the same, you know. Over the last 2 years, we've had so many great times and buried all the old hatches deep enough that I think it's easy to take our relationship for granted. Doesn't hurt to remind ourselves how lucky we both are and how close we came to going in completely different directions. Anyway, I'm glad this is the path we chose. I couldn't ask for a better Morriwale. Who nicer? I don't know, I would have lived with myself if I had gone through with it. I'm pretty sure there will be fanfic like this. And we'd be dead if I hadn't. Thank God for Egbert. Never, never, never tell him I said this, but for doggies, see, let's just say you did a great job training him once upon a time. Hey, so did you. Some version of yourself was badness enough to write down all those instructions in her own blood just before she died. Sounds like a real hero to me. Hehe. Sometimes I wonder what things would be like if we never had our falling out. It was a lot like this back in the old days, remember? Just hanging out, working together, not much drama, except I guess for the occasional ethical debate on how our foes should be dealt with. What if it never spiraled out of control? If I never blinded you? If you never blew off my arm? What if you decided to send John back to change all that instead? I didn't write the instructions myself, but I'm sure I never considered it. Everything we went through back then made us stronger. It was something to work to put behind us. Not erase. Something that was worth the effort. Yeah? Shout, blizzard, blah blah, words, blah blah, tech destiny, compoo, shout, ramble, screed. Blah, blister, bimon, blah blah, gossip, hungry, lobotomy, hobbit, shout, yell, sweet, holler, brainless, gushing, yammer, twits. Oh god, what is he going on about now? Sounds like he's yelling at Dave and John about something. But John's been here for all of 5 minutes and he already tripped Kark's tyrant siren. So if he's truly angry, he's embarrassed about something. My ear is finely tuned to all the Wentworth nuances. Embarrassed about what? Think he might actually be bent out of shape over the fact that he's not leader anymore? No way, it's something very personal. I wonder if John's been asking what the deal is with him and Dave. John was pretty nosy, if I recall. I think it's more likely Dave is just rambling sans filter again. Yeah, he does do that a lot, doesn't he? Hey, as long as we are swearing each other to secrecy and stuff. I'm absolutely sure they never know I say this, but me and Karkat are kind of adorable. Whoever acquaintance and whole situation settled in. I don't know, it's none of my business, really, I just never would have guessed. Agreed. I guess we stuck to ourselves mostly, and both in Kanaya we are all, so that left them and their cute mayor sidekick to sort things out amongst each other without interference from a bunch of crazy fucked up girls. I'm happy for them. Well, at least Therese knows they are fucked up. And for me too. If she hadn't been around, I have a feeling I would have gotten sucked into some weird bullshit with both of them. Sounds rough. Guess it's vulnerable dodge, thanks to yours truly. Guess so, geek. Gonna miss you. Sure you have to get going so soon? Yeah, I really can't waste much more time. Just have to get all these goofballs squared away and I'm off. Oh, is something wrong? No, well, not really. Nothing important. What is it? It's dumped. You'll probably laugh at me. No, I won't. Come on, tell me. What good is having a moral will you don't feel like you can talk to? I don't know. Sorry. I'm not sure I can even put my finger on what's bugging me. I feel like I should be spiked for the battle ahead, like pumped up to kill some bad guys and finally end this. But I just feel a little weird, especially knowing that you won't be here. What does me not being here have to do with anything? What if, when it's time to fight and people really need me to use my powers or whatever it is I'm supposed to be able to do, what if it turns out I'm not actually that good? But you've already proved that you are. Another version of you basically saved us all, remember? I know, but that was a different me. You went through some things I never went through, and probably figured out to be awesome and heroic along the way. I never did any of that, and I certainly don't feel awesome and heroic yet. And this probably sounds really dumb, but kind of makes me feel guilty. Guilty? Why? Because she pretty much sacrificed herself to make things better. Specifically, better for me, I think. To let me lead a better life, presumably. To fix my problems, I guess, but I don't feel fixed. I actually kind of feel a weird sense of pressure. To be the best version of myself, like the most productive and heroic and well-adjusted Therese in Paradox Space. But I'm definitely not that Therese. Okay, you are being way too hard on yourself here. I really doubt that's what the other version of you intended. That's not even how shit works. People don't just get fixed. Even if circumstances change, so you have a smoother ride, you are always going to have flaws. I guess you should always try to be the best version of yourself, but I think it's also important to be okay with the fact that you aren't perfect. I've got flaws too, obviously, but I'm mostly okay with some. Vriska, there are some flaws of you that you should not be okay with. Oh, you don't say? Hey, shut up, I'm just trying to offer a little perspective here. Yeah, I know, you're right. I'll try to forget about this stuff and just focus on helping out the team. It'll be hard doing it without you, but I guess I've managed to do it before, even if I don't remember. Yeah, you'll be fine, I know you can do it. And when I see you again someday, I'll do my best to shorten the wait for you as much as I can. Using time travel or whatever nonsense I may have at my disposal. When all is said and done, I'll drop by yours and look you up. I can't wait. Blizzard Babble, Ramble, Self-Esteem Throttle, Mumble mumble brave alive people. What have Lisa finally proved yourself, babble babble? Perfus, would you leave that poor cat alone? What sort of nonsense are you telling him? Okay, I think we are done here, but I will already click on the next one, which is Vriska-less, thank God. And thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you have a good day or a good night, and I hope I will see you again next time.